Did you know people spend an average of 2.5 hours on social media a day? Now, this is an average. Some people spend 4.5 hours, some people spend 30 minutes a day. And this is outside of work, school, other activities, and sleep. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's the young people using all those hours. Well, the younger generation does consume more hours, but social media is a powerful tool.
It provides the ability to connect and share information. And it has also given rise to a new breed of role model, the social media influencer.
Social media influencers have built a dedicated following on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and others. They have the ability to influence the opinions, behaviors, and purchasing decisions of their followers. They have beneficial impacts, though, like providing inspiration, education, definitely entertainment, and even opportunities for professional growth. But as with anything, there are pros and cons, and I am increasingly concerned about the cons, the negative impact they're having on all of us, especially our youth. This is a problem. I need all of us to be a part of the solution, be a real-life influencer. Social media influencers often portray this curated and idealized version of their lives. Highlight reels make their lives look so desirable and even attainable. But behind every Instagram filter and TikTok dance, there's a real person with real struggles and triumphs. But rarely is the pain behind the struggles nor the pathway to those triumphs laid out for you to be able to follow. That's why we need real-life influencers. See, real-life influencers can give you something that social media influencers simply cannot, an authentic connection. They can provide guidance, support, and tangible examples of what it means to live a meaningful life. I encourage everyone here with a decent amount of life experience to be a real-life influencer. And anybody that needs a little guidance, come away from social media a little bit and listen to these real-life influencers. These influencers with 2 million plus followers cannot give you that one-on-one support.
Because they are motivated by sponsors that pay them to push a narrative or product.
Now, influencers aren't just adults. Young people can be influencers to younger people. Young people can be influencers to adults. And now that I've talked about influencers a bit, let's talk about your influencers. Who are your role models? Or who were your role models? How did they influence you?
How is what you do today attributed to how you were influenced?
Now, do you have some of those thoughts in your mind? Okay. Well, I want to tell you a story about real-life influencers. I want you to picture with me. You walk into a conference room, your first day on your real job, but you're an intern, so you're the youngest person in the room, and you don't have real professional experience, and you're the only one without a college degree yet. Then you notice you're the only woman out of a team of about 10 men, and you're the only person of color. Then you get a tour around the facility, and you find out your main job is going to be on the manufacturing floor, where all the mechanics are men. This is your most valuable learning experience, and these are your role models, and on the surface, it seems like you have absolutely nothing in common with them. Well, this was me, and while I thought I wouldn't have anything in common, they taught me a lot. Some of those things I still hold dear to this very day. I even started to emulate how they look. I wore these 3-button polo shirts and these khaki pants and these suede tie-up shoes. And then I heard that women didn't really speak up much in meetings, and at first, I didn't. I even thought, who's going to listen to this little black girl? But I had amazing colleagues that told me to speak up, provide value, because you belong in this room. And I needed that encouragement. I remember them talking about their experiences and their vacations and their multiple homes, and I decided right then that I wanted that too. While they probably didn't know how much they influenced my professional and personal life, I was listening and they influenced me. And the reality is, You influence people too. Whenever you tell your story, you are a real-life influencer. For me, listening to them about their stories of success made me change what I did in school. I went from a GPA that caused me to lose my academic scholarship to a 3.7 on a 4.0 scale every semester after that to obtain my engineering degree. As an engineering graduate turned technology professional, I had many more examples where my colleagues did not look like me. Thus, I sought direction in other places. Family, community, and even TV. But let me tell you, TV was like our virtual world, right? It's like social media is today. But fortunately, I did have my family because when I walked in that room, I was somewhat okay being the only. Because you see, my dad, he was the first and only Black person on the engineering management team for a large company in New York in the 70s.
He was the first and only Black franchise owner of this particular chain in North Carolina in the 90s.
And my mom, she was the first Black person elected to her position in the 80s. So having family role models that I could call and talk to about being the only helped me get through those situations. And then as I continued through life, they provided access for me. They provided guidance and compassion, something that the virtual world simply cannot do. But the virtual world did give me some stuff. I remember watching TV and I would see how these women were going to the offices on these movies and these shows. And you know what? Those 3-button polo shirts and those khaki pants and those suede tie-up shoes, they turned into pantsuits. And those pantsuits turned into skirt suits. And those skirt suits turned into dresses that I love and wear all the time now. Now see, while the virtual world did have influence on me, I'll use some judgment because unlike TV, I didn't walk around the house in heels and a dress because I had women in my life I saw come home and change out of those daytime clothes. Social media today will have you believing that it is okay to wear, say, and do anything. And unless we provide some guidance to our young people, they just might think it's okay. Now, I know these experiences may seem like they're random, but these are the types of experiences that impact who you are and how you impact others. Based on these experiences and many, many more, I started a company to help people launch and grow their careers. Two of the most popular programs in my company are Being the Only and The It Factor, showing up with confidence, presence, and credibility. I created the Being the Only program because, of course, I knew people were going to feel like the only in certain situations. I wanted to equip people to be able to handle the emotional burden of being the only woman, the only young person, the only older person, the only person of color, the only person from a low socioeconomic background, the only person from the
LGBTQIA plus community.
I needed to make sure people understood you are not less than, you are not broken. You have a unique perspective that only you can bring to the table, making you one of the most invaluable people in the room. The It Factor helps people understand and embrace the essence of who they are. Helps you understand how to accentuate the characteristics to make you show up as having it. See, many times, opportunities are presented based on how you're perceived.
I want to make sure that you are perceived in a way that will open doors to the levels that you aspire to reach.
Title does not matter when it comes to being a leader. But being a leader means you are recognized as having confidence, presence, and credibility. Now, can you get this kind of coaching from social media? I don't know. But what I do know with complete certainty is that I've had thousands of people go through this program, and I am honored when they come back and tell me that these have been the most impactful learning experiences they've ever had. But when I look at social media, I also think they have made some amazing strides. They have the ability to touch people, and they do some amazing things. But on the other hand, social media has been known to increase depression, suicide, and low self-esteem. Because of this perception or skewed perception of reality, since 2010, suicide has been the #2 cause of death for ages 10 to 34. I believe if real-life influencers would take both sides, the global connectivity of social media and the realness and the depth of perceptions and reality, we could help change the world. I know I had some influence, but I came from this really small town of about 5,000 people, where we had limited access to the opportunities and amenities of a big metro city. When I created programs, I wanted to focus on communities that were under-resourced. And I focused on this community and helping them launch their careers just as much as I help corporations and helping people ascend to executive ranks. See, there are levels to everything. Exposure matters, and we all need some guidance. And I remember as I was going through my career, I still needed more like corporate etiquette, because I would go to these big, nice dinners, and I didn't know what to order or what wine with what. I didn't know how to get through the airport, and I definitely didn't know how to get through customs. I mean, we had some family trips, but they were the road trips to, family members' houses or the local beach. So we all need influences in our life. I love being a real-life influencer. I get fulfillment from sharing authentic stories and providing time and offering up encouragement. Now, I went through my phone and I found a couple messages just to depict some of the things that I enjoy. A real-life influencer, this is what we should do, right? So these are real stories, but the names have been removed to protect the innocent. This one is from somebody that I coached, and she got a job. And she called me and said, "Thank you for hooking me up." But I gave her words of affirmation to say, "No, that was done on your good works and merit. Congratulations." What this says to me is one positive impact can have such a ripple effect. And the next one was from someone that took this free technology program that we worked on. And she got a job, and I told her to post her successes on social media. But she replied that she wasn't ready. She didn't know if she was going to be successful. And again, I had to offer words of encouragement to say, you can and you will be successful. And as a matter of fact, just call me whenever you need me. And I had introduced her to somebody at that company. So she also had additional resources. And we can all encourage people and open out our network so people can thrive too. This next one, from somebody that passed this really difficult technology certification exam. And she called, she was very excited, or she sent a message and was very excited, and I was enthused for her. And I told her how fantastic it was and how happy I was for her. And I also told her whenever she got discouraged, she can reach out. And more importantly, I wanted to actually celebrate her when she had successes. This is what we can do. This little text only took 2 minutes out of my day. And I know we all have a couple minutes out of the day to provide some encouragement. This last message is an excerpt from a LinkedIn message that was sent to me. I saw that somebody I knew or somebody that had been in one of the programs got a promotion. So I reached out to say congratulations. And they thanked me for reaching out, but also told me about the story of they were horrified when they were given their very first web presentation. And I happened to be on the judging panel. And apparently, I offered grace and sincerity when I gave them feedback. And this must have impacted him. But little did he know, this message impacted me to the point that I said, wow, this made my entire day. And you know why it made my entire day? Because there are some days that I do not feel like going to volunteer on a Saturday morning before I have to go to my kids' tournament for the rest of the weekend. And there are weeknights that I don't feel like going to these events at 6 p.m. because I've been up working since 6 a.m. And then I may have to go to a board meeting or something, and I have to leave there early to go to another presentation. But it's messages like these are why I'm fulfilled. It warms my heart, and this is why I do what I do. I think we all can offer up some encouragement and share our stories of successes and failures. It's interactions like these that young people or anybody trying to reach the next level can see the future possibilities. It is essential for us to show our young people careers where you can be successful, like technology. It is critical for people to see the real and unfiltered journeys. And I know sometimes we want to be humble, but sometimes we have to showcase what we have. Because this is the thing. People are mesmerized by material things that social media influencers have. And people need to realize that there are careers that are not in the limelight that afford you the opportunity to travel around the world and wear designer clothes and drive luxury cars. You don't have to be an entertainer or an athlete to wear red bottoms or whatever else you want. There are people in this room right here and right now that can have all of those things, and no, they are not living beyond their means. Look, you can easily be a real-life influencer. There are a few steps, easy to do. Talk to the person next to you, after I finish. Volunteer at a local nonprofit. Participate in a church group. Volunteer at a school. Check in with a family member. See how they're doing, what's going on in their life. Stop by a cubicle of your coworker, because maybe they seem a little off their game that day. Or contact a friend, take them out to dinner. Once you start this conversation, you become the storyteller. And then you can let the vibe carry the conversation, even if they don't ask. Sometimes a person just needs to know that somebody cares. And sometimes they just need to be around you to see how you move. My journey has been filled with experiences, both rewarding and challenging. But that's what I've used to bring out the potential in others. How will you use your experiences to bring out the best in others in this real world? See, the virtual world won't go away, and it shouldn't. There's good stuff there. But together, let's define success as the value that we provide and not by the number of likes and followers. Let's inspire people by touching their hearts and their minds. Look, it is my hope that we just spend a little less time in the virtual realm.
Enjoy this good physical realm experience. We can collectively champion a world where authenticity thrives and genuine connections flourish.
Now, if you are willing to do some of the things that I said tonight, then you can proudly and properly possess the title of real life influencer. Are you ready? Thank you.